On this special day, which witnesses the celebration of the World Humanitarian Day as the State of Kuwait participates the countries of the world in celebrating this day. It is a day designated by the United Nations for world humanitarian work in appreciation and gratitude for the efforts of humanitarian and development workers around the world.
The State of Kuwait is one of the beacons of global charitable work that has provided assistance to the countries of the world as a part of its social responsibility towards countries and people. Kuwait's charitable experience became a pioneer at an international level. Hadil Fahad has more.
World Humanitarian Day is an opportunity to thank Kuwait's great humanitarian contributions that contributed to the comprehensive development of societies.
The theme for this year's World Humanitarian Day is to shed light on the humanitarian workers. We mark this day every year to honor the humanitarian workers and volunteers around the world. There is a saying that says it takes a whole village to raise a child. Similarly, it takes a whole village to support a person who's in need. So when you have someone in need, or you look at populations who are vulnerable, we need in return people to save them and people to provide aid, and sometimes these people risk their own lives to provide the humanitarian support to these populations. So on this day, we always shed light on the humanitarian workers and volunteers. We celebrate their courage, and we celebrate even their efforts in delivering assistance to the population.
As Kuwait is a pioneer in the field of charitable and humanitarian work, especially since Kuwaiti charities have become a prominent sign in charitable work through their extensive field movement to help the needy.
Well, Kuwait has been a role model for active partnership with the United Nations for more than 57 years, mainly working on maintaining peace, humanitarian support and development all around the world. For the last years, the Kuwait government have been donating billions of US dollars in support of humanitarian appeals that were coordinated by United Nations, mainly to work in providing assistance to vulnerable people around the world. For that reason, in September 2014, the State of Kuwait was granted a high international status as the humanitarian center by the United Nations in recognition for its role in providing assistance all over the world. And also Kuwait have been supporting the International Organization for Migration and our operation globally for more than 20 years in so many countries such as Syria, Lebanon, Iraq, Yemen, and recently they have been supporting us for our response in Ukraine and Afghanistan.
The experience that Kuwait enjoyed in charitable work made it distinguished in this field and become a pioneer at the international level. United Nations organizations work with the humanitarian partners around the world to identify the most critical humanitarian needs, plan responses, and determine the budgets needed to address them. I'm Hadil Fahad reporting to KTV2 News.